Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is the first Thursday of the month. Today is December the 4th, 2025. And the first Thursday of each month, you get Commander's Comments. I want to go ahead and talk about our disclaimer before we get started. The views and opinions of people that are making these comments, they're not the views and opinions of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. They're not of the General Executive Council. They're not the CAMP, any subsidiary of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. It's only the opinion of the people who's making those opinions. And it brings me great pleasure to bring on now our Commander-in-Chief, the man himself, Mr. Walter D. Donnie Kennedy. Commander,
Thank you, Jason.
sir.
And who else do we have on, Jason?
Yes, sir. We're going to bring on our Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief, the great Tony Griffin.
Tony,
Say hi, Tony.
How y'all doing?
Doing well. Appreciate y'all coming on. Just so everybody knows, well, tell you what, we've got one more special guest that's lurking in the background. And this is the man that I referred to as high speed and low drag when he was my chief of heritage operations. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mr. Ron Kennedy.
Thank you very much, Jason. And you're right. That was the most fun I think I've ever had at the SCV, being your chief of heritage operation. I hope I didn't embarrass you too many times.
You didn't embarrass me at all. And I hope I didn't embarrass you. It was thrilled. It was thrilling to have you as chief of heritage operations and your brother as lieutenant commander in chief. That was just a fantastic time. And honestly, can't thank both of y'all enough. I saw all the work that you've put into this organization, and I was flattered and honored to work with you. As we have more guests coming on, and we're going to just give a few moments. Now, people are saying, now, wait a minute, you're not the deputy chief of Heritage Promotions, Harrison Dawes. Well, you are correct. Harrison is busy working with the camp in Mississippi, and he was not going to be able to be here tonight, and he asked me to come on. We've been on the air now about the length of a time of an introduction. You know, the reason why we do the talking is we don't have an intro for Commander's Comments. It's different. It's special because you are now getting to talk one-on-one with the CEO of our organization, or the COO of our organization. And I thank all of y'all gentlemen for being on here. Commander, it's 3 minutes into the show. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Jason. I certainly appreciate you, all the hard work you do, not only this, but many other items you're doing. And I apologize, I was not nearly as good a lieutenant commander in chief you did not have as I have. See, I have a Virginian working with me, so I am highly pleased and blessed. And Tony, it's good to see you, and I hope y'all don't get too much snow up there. Up here in North Louisiana, we get a heavy frost, and we had to close school down. So
they closed our schools down tomorrow.
So the area of the country that is nothing but swamps, alligators, and hurricanes, and he just tickled to death. Hurricane season's over for a while. So
Yay!
So let's get started here. First of all, I want to cover a few items that's upcoming events, and then we're going to get more into the program itself. First of all, Jason, were you at headquarters last weekend? Were you dosing there during the tour? Didn't we have the tour of homes in Maury County last weekend, or was that this weekend?
It's this weekend.
This coming weekend.
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking it was last weekend. So would you mind telling folks a little bit about that? Because Elm Springs and headquarters is involved with that, and I think people need to know about that.
Well, yes, sir. Commander, it'd be my honor to. For many years now, 30 years, Maury County has hosted a Christmas tour of homes. And for years, going all the way back to when Ben Sewell was executive director, that they were one of the primary sites at that time. They've been on it every year. And our general headquarters, the home, is going to be open for tours, and people will buy a ticket. Now, Friday morning, I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be at St. Peter's Episcopal Church. I'm going to be a docent there because Adam Southern, our executive director, he's one of these that puts it on every year, and it's with the Maury County Tour of Homes. So they put it together, and he's asking me to be at St. Peter's, so I'm going to be there. But I'll be at Elm Springs on Saturday. And actually Friday afternoon as well. But it's the home's going to be on tour, plus our museum. So when people come and they buy tickets, and they're going to have, I think, a dozen sites to go to, there's going to be the home and the museum. And we have a lot of people that all they do is they're into looking at old homes, but they come through the museum. First year we had the museum open when we didn't have very many artifacts in there, because, we opened it October the 3rd of 2020. So just 3 months later, we were having this, and we only had a few artifacts. The number of people that were coming in saying, hey, I'm glad this is here. I didn't know this was here. And these are the same people that come back every year. And each year they'll come to the museum and then they'll go, wow, it gets bigger and better every year. And then the people that love old homes, they love the fact that we're putting it back to the 1840s, started construction in 35, finished in 37, and we're putting it back to the 1840s time frame. And there's people that absolutely love that fact, and they want to know, what have we done? What are you going to do next? And we know we've had a donor recently that has donated the funds to be able to put wallpaper in that main hallway when you come in the house. And because that was a considerable amount if you know the size of the room. And so we've had a donor that's offered to do that. So we haven't got the wallpaper in yet. It's got to be a special order. But when we get it in, because it's going to be a period wallpaper, we're putting it back to that 1840s, just like what's in the dining room. You go in the dining room,
Right.
And that's a period that's still being made, and it was still made in Liverpool, England. So we were able to get that one. This one's going to be a special made. So we'll be putting. You come this year, you won't see it, but you come next year, you'll be able to see the entryway of the house. The foyer of the house is going to have wallpaper. So people are interested. We're taking bathrooms out, the whole thing. So yes, sir.
Good. Well, that's great. And I want to point out something here, and I want everybody to realize this is more than just showing off an antebellum home. What we're doing is introducing people who have never heard of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, who may or may not have a positive view about the South. They're introduced, and the docents that run the prep program there, they are giving them good information. Plus, they get to go see our museum, the whole facilities there. And just wait this time next year when the Forest Plaza is redone and put back together. Listen, it will be a sight to behold. So next year, I intend on being there for sure. Because that's going to be a great. And I've toured, my wife and I have made that tour one time, and it was wonderful. So by all means, that's this weekend. Is that correct, Jason?
Yes, sir. Friday and Saturday.
Okay. I'll be in High Point, North Carolina, speaking there. So I won't be able to come, but next year I will be able to. Now, also in February, moving along down the road here, in February the 28th, we'll have a Stephen D. Lee Institute. Now, I'm going to let Ron here in a few minutes to take care of telling us a little bit about that. And then let me make one explanation. Paul Graham, our Chief of Heritage Operations, he's at home in bed, sick, or he would be here tonight. He is the MC for the Stephen D. Lee Institute, and Ron is going to tell you more about that in just a little while. But I just want to mark your calendar, April the 28th. And then in March, and I'm trying to see, that's March 6th or 7th, we have a GEC meeting there. So the general headquarters will be open. As always, members are welcome. We have limited space, but you're welcome to attend. The only time if we have to go into executive session, obviously we'll have to ask only the members of the GEC to be in there in the room. But otherwise, come on and take a look at it. Good chance to look at the grounds and the progress that we've already made, especially if you don't make it this weekend, then make it in the first, I think that's the first weekend. Is that right, Jason? In March. So now in March the 25th, the Alabama division is having a Confederate memorial in Montgomery, Alabama, the first capital of the Confederacy. There's a star there where Jefferson Davis was sworn in. You're right, just about two blocks from the first White House of the Confederacy. I encourage you. It don't matter if you're from West Virginia, Maryland, or if you're from Missouri or California. We've got a lot of good Confederates in California. So y'all come on down. Alabama is going to put on a really swanky show and presentation there celebrating Confederate Memorial Day right on the spot where our president, Jefferson Davis, was sworn into office. Ron, you had something to add?
I just want to tell you, we've got a lot of good Confederates in Southeast Michigan. They said they're frozen, though. I'm just reading the comments.
Listen, they got a heart in Dixie, so I'm sure they're still warm and getting with it. So that's good. Now, we also will have, y'all realize this next 2 months, January and February, we're going to have a lot of Lee Jackson banquets. Those banquets are very important. It's just as important for people outside of the SCB as it is for us. We like these meetings. We get together with our friends. We get to celebrate our heroes, General Lee, General Jackson. We really get to show the colors, wave the flag, pat each other on the back. But that's just only a small part of the potential that Lee Jackson banquets have. Now, I'm going to kick it to Ron Kennedy. Ron, why do you think that is such a great event?
Well, I think it's a great event because it's one more opportunity for us to showcase the sons of Confederate veterans, who we are, what we stand for, our proud heritage, and the fact that we are conducting ourselves in a very civil manner and one which everyone can be proud of. That's why when you hold a banquet, you should always email an invite to every one of your local elected officials. It don't matter if they don't show up. If they show up, don't charge them. We want them to know who we are. Don't forget about your other agents of influence in your local community. This is a great opportunity to showcase the sons of Confederate veterans. Please don't let it be only when you're having a heritage fight that they hear from you. We want them to know who we are well before there's an attack on our heritage. And if we do our job right, we will nullify that heritage attack before it ever emerges.
Very good, very good. And I want to back up a little bit here. I just remembered something, Ron, while you was talking. That ad we ran with Forrest Dawes' Christmas ad. In that ad, he reminds people that the same people who are attacking the Confederate flag will one day attack nativity scenes and symbols of Christianity. I was driving down the road and had my radio on, listening to Fox News, so I couldn't tape it. But they were commenting on some, I don't know, if it's BLM, Antifa, or some of the other radicals that were attacking nativity scenes in some city. And I'm sorry, I was driving down the road and I just caught the end of it, but they were bemoaning the fact that Christian symbols of Christmas was being attacked, a nativity scene. So this is very important. If the SCV, if people driving down the road would hear that, and then right after that they hear Forrest Dawes warning people that the attack on the Confederate heritage and history is just a prelude to attacking Western Christian civilization values, that's what we need. But people will not hear that ad with it sitting on our server on our website. That you camp members, individuals on your social media, you can pull that ad up off of the Confederate Legion site on our website. You can post it to your social media. It won't cost you anything, and people will see it. Ask them to share it. You can take that ad on a thumb drive, or you can email it to a local radio station. And for $120, $150, you can buy at least 5 of those ads, one a day. People will hear it. If all our accounts would do this, we could have an impact, a strong impact. So I want to encourage you to do that. Now, with that said, I believe we need to talk a little bit about the Confederate Legion's effort using the Confederate Veteran Magazine as a means to promote the SCV in the local community and to reach people beyond our little circle. And I'm going to ask, unfortunately, Paul is not here, but I'm going to ask Ron to fill in for Paul and tell us a little bit about this Confederate Legion efforts to get the Confederate magazines into some hands of some good people in your local community.
Well, as all of you who are members, you know, this is one of the best Confederate heritage journals on the market. You couldn't buy a better one on the newsstand. And we all look forward to it, want to see what's on there, especially want to look in and see if Tony Griffin's picture's in here anywhere. You know, they can find mine down at the post office on the wall. But anyway, not Tony's. But so what we came up with, we said, look, and again, this is in conjunction with the Chief of Heritage Operations and the CIC. And I said, look, why don't we purchase 600 of the, 300 of the Confederate Veteran, the latest one, which is the November, December. So those are extras we've purchased. And what we've done, we said, look, we only got enough for 5 will go into 360 times. Tony, check my math, make sure I'm right. So we got enough for, for that many camps. So it's a limited number. But what we want to do is say, look, if your camp is willing to identify 5 people in your area, get their addresses, who are pro-Confederate. They either have spoken to you, they like the Civil War stuff, or else they're like reenacting, or they're really positive about going against the woke attack against our society, or just a good old boy that would probably be a real good member. Then what you can do, your camp can identify 5 people, just 5 per camp, and you can get their address, then send an email to Paul Graham. Do you have his email address, Jason? And tell him, look, my camp wants 5 of these Confederate veterans. Now, you get those 5 Confederate veterans, Paul will send the email to Donald or I, and we will send you 5 of these veterans. Now, it's your job to obtain a mailing address. You got that. You've got to obtain just a regular low envelope to put the Confederate veteran in. It'll fit right in there. You're going to address it, stamp it. Donald, I think I did it for about, I think it cost $3.30 to send this first class locally. Now, if I was shipping it, sending it to Tony Griffin up in his zip code, it'd be a lot different. But we're doing this locally, so you don't have to worry about that. It's going to cost you about $3.50 for the stamp, a few bucks to buy a pack of these envelopes, and you put that in there. You address it, you stamp it, and then we'll send you one of these letters to go with it. But if you can scan it in and print off more, or if you won't, just let us know and we'll send you a digital copy, and you can print out as many as you want. But let me tell you, this is what it says. And this is on the official stationery. It's got the Commander-in-Chief's up here, Walter D. Kennedy.
Can you bring that up, Jason? Jason, can you bring that up?
Yeah, bring it up. It's got the Tony Griffin, the Lieutenant Commander in Chief, Sons of Confederate Veterans, and then it's a blank. Dear whoever, I don't know who you're going to send it to, but whoever you send, you just handwrite their name in. That the enclosed Confederate veteran is the official journal of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. The SCV, organized in 1896 as America's oldest continuously operating veterans organization. This complimentary copy is sent to you by and on mine I put the NB Forest SCV camp located in, there's a blank space, I'm going to put Covington, Louisiana, period. This is part of our effort to reach out to our fellow Southerners and encourage them to learn more about our Southern heritage. Too often, our Southern monuments, flags, and symbols have been vandalized by neo-Marxist mobs. The SCV has fought and will continue to fight to protect our honorable Southern heritage. With the support of folks like you, we know we can preserve and promote our Southern heritage. The QR code below will take you to a 2-minute video that gives you an overview of the National SCV headquarters and our National Confederate Museum located in Columbia, Tennessee. Then you got the QR code, then God Save the South and all traditional American values. I'll sign Ron Kennedy, NB Forest Camp, Covington, Louisiana, and that goes in the envelope so the people, when they get it, they'll know. You can take it down now. They'll know who it came from and why they got this. All right, it's going to serve two purposes. One, it's a recruitment effort, okay? Something that's near and dear to Tony's heart, I'm sure. It's a recruitment effort. Here's a potential, a good lead. So we're going to send him this. So that's going to be good. It's also a way for us to help get more local support in the community. Even if these 5 people don't join the SCV, they'll be part of our support network within the community. So hopefully it'll prevent, if we got a big enough network, it'll prevent these heritage attacks. If not, at least it'll help us to win when the attack comes. So it's we'll also send you the instruction sheet. So it gives, put that up if you can find. Yeah, there's the instruction sheet. So I went over real fast, but it shows the purpose, it's promotion and to promote and to recruit. And it gives you the procedure, the goal, and the goal is both recruitment and local heritage promotion. So there's two main purposes, 2 main goals. And then the camp responsibilities, 1 through 7. You select 5 individuals. 2, you obtain mailing address. 3, you obtain 5 standard 9x12 envelopes, so you can put the Confederate veteran in. Enclose the magazine and cover letter in the envelope. Seal, pay postage, and mail the envelope. The only cost to the camp will be the cost of envelopes and local postage. You can take it down now. The Confederate Legion is paying for the postage to get the 5 to your camp. We're also paying for the 300 Confederate veterans. So I think, Donald, we've already mailed out. We've already had about, a dozen camps is already. So if your camp's interested, it's, as I say in the instruction, it's first come, first serve. So it's a good way to help promote. We want to see if it does any good. We may want to follow this up later. I think I've said enough about that, but make sure you get a hold of Paul Graham. There it is, pcg.scv2024@gmail.com. Tell him my camp wants 5 of those free Confederate veterans. And,
they're free. I mean, goodness gracious. So we're not even in New York City and we got stuff free already. Yeah. Goodness. And listen, I see in the comments where West Franklin in Missouri they've already purchased. Matter of fact, I think Wes was the first one I sent magazines to, but I've sent out 7 or 8 myself, and there's a few others that have been sent out. And kudos to Wes Franklin and his group. Now, they also, I'm going to right quick, just since we're talking about this, they have a radio program that they are sponsoring, that they're going to be on radio in January. And matter of fact, he's going to have me on there being interviewed. So they've got a lot going on up there. It's just like we did earlier, the Christmas. We've done the Christmas, or have we done the Christmas? Jason, did we do the? We have not done the Christmas. Okay, in a minute we're gonna run some Christmas ads, and I want to make special attention paid to how some of these have been ran. So with that said, I'm gonna move on, but I do want y'all to get busy on getting these Confederate veterans. There's only 6 of them. We got 800 camps, and I can't believe that with all this being said and done, I know it's the holidays, but we've got 60 these that can be given away. I hope I get complained, because a lot of complaints go, well, y'all ran out before I got a chance to get mine, you know. So this is just one more way to reach out into the community. Now, will it solve all your problems? Absolutely not. Running these Christmas ads that we'll be running in a minute. Will it solve all our problems? Absolutely not. Running the Get Out the Vote ads that we'll be talking about in a minute, or have we talked about? We haven't talked about that. Good. All these things in and of itself will not solve our problems. Put together, working together, it will. And it just takes continuous effort. Keep running, keep going, and don't stop. Ron.
I hear people every now and then, they'll say, because we're going to ask Tony to talk about the billboard campaign coming up in a minute, a very important campaign. Oh, billboards don't work. And, you know, they're right. Going to a gun show don't work. It's the cumulative effect of all the efforts being consistently made that works.
Exactly. And that cannot be overstated. Ron and I both have a long history working in the medical field and hospitals. You don't walk into a sick and dying patient and give them one shot and expect them to get well and go home. It's consistent care over a long period of time that will turn the table. So the same thing with what's going on with the SCV. No, we cannot give you one magic bullet. I wish it was out there, but it's not. But it's the cumulative effect of many of these things. At this time, Jason, would you mind running the Get Out the Vote ad that we have?
The Sons of Confederate Veterans, America's oldest continuously operating veterans organization, encourages all Americans to perform their patriotic duty and vote in the upcoming election. Our republic depends upon your involvement. From the Sons of Confederate Veterans, be a patriot. Vote.
All right. Thank you, Jason. Now, that ad, if you'll notice, it doesn't say vote for this candidate or that candidate, or don't vote for this candidate, or don't vote for that candidate. It tells our people who are on the radio, to get out and vote. Yes, Ron.
Jason, we're getting feedback. Are y'all getting feedback?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody got their phone on?
No, it's a feedback and echo.
Well, I do hear.
Okay, well, just mute everybody that's
Everybody mute their phone, their mic except me. Okay, is everybody muted? Okay. All right. What we're trying to do with these ads is, number one, to let people know that the SCV is a patriotic organization. Great. And that as patriotic Americans, we're encouraging Americans to perform their patriotic duty and get out and vote. This is a 30-second ad, radio ad. It's also, as you can tell, there's a video with it. The 30-second radio ad would probably cost you anywhere from $15 to $35 for a 30-second ad. So you could any camp could be running these ads during an election season. You don't run them all then, you run them a week before a major election. As an example, the 7th Congressional District in Tennessee just had an election. It was being watched nationwide. All right, that ad, if we've been running those ads, I think we've got around 7 or 8 SCV camps in or around that congressional district. If we had been running those ads, people would have known, hey, the SCV is a patriotic organization trying to get Americans to vote. We are not trying to get Americans to vote for a political candidate, a political party. We're not denigrating any candidate or any party. It is purely non-political. It is patriotic, American citizenship at its finest. Now, the thing it does, of course, people who hear that, they're going to go out and vote. They're going to raise the numbers up. In this congressional district, one of the problems they were having was they was worried about people wouldn't get out and vote. Well, we run some ads and people would get out and vote. If those 8 camps had been doing that in and around this district, we would have heard on the news about, gee whiz, the numbers are up. Somebody did something. It may have been that Sons of Confederate Veterans. They was encouraging people to get out and vote. But I don't think not one SCV camp in the area, even though they were worried about the low turnout, did anything. And I'm not picking, it's no different in Tennessee than in Georgia, Mississippi, or Louisiana. So I'm not picking on Tennessee. It just happens to show up right now. But what I'm saying is, who hears these ads more than anyone else? It is going to be the elected official who is elected, and he is elected because, hey, the turnout was better, the SCV is active. All politicians hear that the SCV is active politically as far as getting out the vote. We are becoming a force to be dealt with. If that man who is just elected to the House of Representatives, if he had been elected after 7 or 8 SCV camps have been running these ads, when something comes up in Congress, when we need a spokesman for our cause, he would be more likely to answer our call and to fulfill our request, because he knows that, hey, these people are busy. They are politically active. I don't want them running ads against me or having their friends voting against me. So it is important. It puts all other elected officials on notice. The SCV is not a laid-back, meet, eat, and retreat organization. It is an organization that is working hard to defend their heritage. I don't want those people mad at us. Okay, and the same thing goes, folks. If you've got your Confederate veteran and if you haven't sent those postcards in, shame on you. Those postcards, I know, and the printer made a mistake and he put all of them addressed to Sean Hannity. Well, send them all to Sean Hannity. What I did was I scratched through Sean Hannity name on 2 of them and put in people that I wanted to go to at Fox News Network, and I sent them in. If Fox News Network gets 30 or 40 or 50,000 postcards from the sons of people who are representing the Sons of Confederate, am I still on?
Yeah, you're still on.
They will be more likely to pay attention to us and come to us and listen to us and interview somebody on this panel. They can interview somebody from Virginia, Tony Griffin, our Lieutenant Commander in Chief. If they've got something going on in Virginia, they say, hey, let's talk to the Lieutenant Commander in Chief of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. He lives in Virginia. That is how you get them to notice us. The Confederate veteran will have from 2 to 3 postcards until my administration is over. It will have 2 or 3 postcards addressed to various groups, individuals, and such. Please do not ignore that. It is a little simple thing. Don't look at that card and say, oh, this ain't going to help. Those people don't like us. Ron.
All right, just very quick. And I think Roy Hudson and Linda about 3 or 4 meetings back, said that their camp has telling everyone that if you don't want to send your cards yourself, pull them out of your magazine and bring them to the camp meeting, and we'll address them and send them from here. So there's more ways to, as Mama used to say, there's more than one way to choke a cat other than on butter.
I never did understand that, but I've heard that all my life. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So folks, what we're saying is, again, don't just look at these things, these little 30-second ads or these billboards going up, the yard sign. We're going to do yard signs also, Tony. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. I try to not talk all your time away. So the thing about it is, it's many things, a cumulative effect, one after the other. Y'all ever hear of the Chinese water torture, where you strap somebody down and just drop one drop on their head consistently? Well, for the first couple hours, that's not bad. After 3 days, it literally drives people crazy and they'll die from it. So this is what we've got to do. Think of these postcards, these ads, these billboards, these yard signs, letters to the editor, letters to your elected officials. All these things are just one more little drop against the monster that is out to destroy us. Okay, now I mentioned running some Christmas ads. We had one camp in I had a camp in Virginia and a camp in North Carolina that on their own, they created some 30-second radio ads that's promoting Christmas and the Sons of Confederate Veterans. Jason, I'm going to have him run the one from Virginia, and there's also one from North Carolina, but run the one from Virginia, and let's let folks hear this.
Fellowship from the old story of the Christ child who brought peace and goodwill to men. The Old Brunswick Camp, Sons of the Confederate Veterans of Lawrenceville, Virginia, greet you with the wish that you and your family have a blessed Christmas and a year of prosperity. Kind thoughts and good fellowship from the old story of the Christ child who brought peace and goodwill to men. The Old Brunswick Camp, Sons of the Confederate Veterans of Lawrenceville, Virginia, greet you with the wish that you and your family have a blessed Christmas and a year of prosperity.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. And I think between the two camps, those ads will be run 300 or 400 times. Now, again, will it solve all their problems? No, it won't. But it's one more effort, the cumulative effort. Now, people are hearing Christmas greetings from the Sons of Confederate Veterans. If every SCV camp had done something like that or would do something like that, the world would know who we are. And most importantly of all, elected officials who are the first ones to turn their back and stab us in the back, turn their back on us and stab us in the back, they would know we're out here and that we are busy and that we are a force to be dealt with. Now, we also have a Christmas ad from the Sons of Confederate Veterans. I think the one Forest Dogs did. It's a ad and a video, I believe. Jason, do you have that?
Traditional American symbols are under attack by radical leftists. In many American cities, nativity scenes cannot be displayed, the Ten Commandments are removed from courthouses, and biblical gender identification is punished. The neo-Marxist leftists who demand the removal of Confederate flags will one day demand the removal of the United States and Christian flags. When radical leftists attack Christian men such as Robert E. Lee and monuments to his memory, they're rehearsing for the day that they'll attack all American heroes, North and South. The same radicals who demand the removal of Confederate items are the same ones demanding the removal of nativity scenes and other symbols of Christmas. The Sons of Confederate Veterans wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Visit us at scv.org. That's scv.org. Merry Christmas, y'all, from the Sons of Confederate Veterans.
There you go. That's a 1 minute ad, and it will probably run anywhere from $20 to $30 to $40 to run those. But again, That's a Christmas ad. You can find it on our Confederate Legion site on the scv.org website. So go take a look at it. Your camp, hey, download it. If you don't want to spend the money to buy ads on a radio station, at least take that ad, that video, and encourage your members at your camp to share it to their social media. Put it on their social media. Social media is it's a weapon that we have not correctly utilized. If every camp would have whoever is in charge of heritage promotion, heritage defense, have them get these videos out to their members, say, put it on your Facebook, put it on your Instagram, your X account, we would have a great impression made on the world, and certainly on the elected officials who have been so quick to turn against us. So again, this is very important. Ron, I'm going to go skip down here and let Commander Griffin talk a little bit about our April Confederate Billboards effort, and because I'm afraid that if I let you go, we might run out of time for the Lieutenant Commander in Chief, and then I'll hear from him, and I don't want to hear from him. Other than nice things. Commander Griffin, would you mind telling us a little bit about what's going on with our billboard effort?
Well, thanks, Donnie. It is a chore tonight because I got both Kennedys on here trying to fight for time. So, once again, this year, coming up, April, Confederate History and Heritage Month, we're going to run the National Billboard Campaign like we did last year. I'm offering $500 to each division to try to put up at least one billboard. Last year, we had thanks, Jason, for putting that up. We had about 30 billboards, I think, go up. Not all of them were like this. Some of the states decided to do their own thing, which is fine. But right now, if we go work with Lamar, which we did last year, they have this still in the system right here. There's no setup charges because they already have this design. And you can go and contact Lamar. I will have all that information to be sent out here shortly. I'll put it out on all over the place, the website, emails, all kinds. I'll send it to the divisions again, but the ones last year know what to do. You can take that back down, Jason. The scv-info.org is still up and running. That was a good website for 5 years, and it will direct you straight to how to join on our website, so you don't have to negotiate I'll just say you won't have to negotiate trying to find it on our website, and leave it as that. But $500. Every division should do this. I mean, I challenged everybody at Houston at the convention. If California can do it, every division can do it. Those guys out there are doing a great job at promoting our heritage, and everybody in the South should be doing that. You know, there's no excuse for a division not to be putting these up, just one. And this year, you don't have to try to get them all out there on the interstates where they cost a little bit more. You can find these up here in Virginia. We've put up 9 or 10 last year, and some of them you can get for as little as $400 and some on a 4-lane highway, but not an interstate. We put one up here that 2 brigades went on that cost about $4,200, but there was 12 or 13 camps involved, so it didn't cost us that much a piece. But it was the best received billboard, got the most hits on our division website than the rest of them in the state. So you can do this. It's not that expensive. You don't have to put up a slew of them like we do, or Louisiana put up 6, I think, last year. Florida put up 3, California. Jason, did y'all put any up in Tennessee? Didn't? No, Alabama, I think, put up about 3. I think they did that. There were some other ones that got put up here, but please, everybody, take advantage of this. It's free money. You don't have to spend it out of your division coffers. All you have to do is put it up, send the invoice to Adam Southern at headquarters, and $500 you'll get back. So please take advantage of this program. It's, well received. I think it shows that we're doing something at Nashville, not just sitting on our hands, because sometimes they wonder what we do. Yeah, Donnie, he knows. He's heard the same thing. What do y'all do down there? Well, this is one of the things we're doing. And take pictures of them. put them in a magazine, put them all over Facebook, your Instagram accounts, everything like that. Send them in to SCV chat so they can be seen on there. Get it out there. Send it to the magazine. Send it to Frank Powell so he can put it in the magazine too. So that's what we want to do. The time to do it is now while you have a choice of where to put them. The sooner you get it done before April, the better locations you can get and find the ones that are in the price range that you want to do it. So please take advantage of that. If you got want any more information or anything, feel free to contact me. My information's all over the place, So ltcic@scv.org, I think is the email.
Yes.
Or rebtg@aol.com will get me too. So take advantage, guys. We need to get these from coast to coast if we can.
Here. Thank you, Tony. And I really appreciate Tony. He has been really on the ball on this and helping out and leading the charge. And I appreciate it. And somebody in one of the comments asked, what does the billboard cost? Well, it depends on any real estate location. Yep. For a month, you can get on, say, a state highway that's heavily traveled. You could probably get you get one for $500-$600 for a month. For an interstate, anywhere from $800 to $2,200 for a month. So it just depends on, again, location. But the main thing here, and we're not only are we going to have the billboards, but we're going to try to get things arranged here. We'll get things arranged where we can have each division to print up yard signs, and we need to get these yard signs up. I think I told y'all I ran across it's been almost 8 months ago. I ran into a yard sign at my house that I had failed to put out. And I thought, well, I'll just save it to next year. And I thought, oh, heck no, I'm going to go put it out. I put it out on the major intersection of a state highway in Union Parish. I live in Union Parish. It was named after the original Union and not the damnable Union that Lincoln forced upon us. So don't give me no static about living in Union Parish. But anyway, I put it on the intersection of those two highways. And I thought, well, it'll stay there a week or two. It's still there, folks. And matter of fact, when they go to cut the grass, they pick it up, move it, cut the grass, and put it back. One time I thought they had moved it because I looked for it. It was gone. Then I realized they had moved it to a better location than I had. So that tells me that there are people out there who like what we're saying. Now, will we get a bunch of members just because we got one yard sign? No, but again, this is part of the mixture. And these yard signs can go in your yard. If you've got a good location on intersection of highways, put them there. So, and no, they won't stay there very long. Now, mine is it's a rare exception to the rule, but it will stay there. So, thank you, Tony. We're going to be working close with Tony. Y'all going to get at least $500 from his retention and promotion funds that he has from being Lieutenant Commander in Chief. Tony's been helping on we're trying to get a billboard up on the interstate close to Columbia, Tennessee. We've had an electronic one put up for a while, but of course those are expensive. It was just a trial run. It did well, but we're going to try to get one. I'm going to be talking to Adam Southern hopefully tomorrow and about maybe trying to locate one somewhere maybe south of Columbia on 65 going north so people will see it. We need to get that done. So we've got a lot going on. I've got ads that are being ran in various journals that we're just now getting started. So things are moving. Unfortunately, in most organizations, they move rather slow. Now, at this time, Ron, if you don't mind, fill in for Paul, who's at home sick in bed. Bless his heart. I bet his mama's sitting there patting his forehead right now. So if you don't mind, tell us about the Stephen D. Lee Institute. What's coming up? And I believe this is going to be in February, not April, isn't it?
That's right. It's going to be in February. All right. You've got, it's in your Confederate veteran. I had this, let me pull it out.
There it is.
There you go. That's on page, in case you can't remember, it's on this, I think it's the third page in your magazine, the current one, November, December. No, it's on the inside cover page. So it's on the inside cover page. That's it right there. And it's at the Doubletree, Raleigh-Durham Airport, North Carolina, February the 26th. I'm not going to go down because I already see somebody in the comments said those Kennedy brothers can talk without breathing. You know, they don't even stop to breathe. So I'm sure that probably Tony told him to say that. I'm sure. But we've got some outstanding speakers, and Thomas DiLorenzo and Joya. I'm not Dr. Joya from Kenya. I'm not going to try to pronounce her first name. Tony, if you're good at speaking, I'll let you do it. And also Jeffrey Adicott, who is we've heard him before, and he has a great book about Sherman, some of the things that war crimes. But and of course, I have a feeling there'll be some Kennedy twins talking there as well. But it's going to be a great meeting, one-day meeting. You'll learn a lot. So be sure you get your registration in. The hotel's a good hotel, so make sure you get your hotel reservations and be prepared to have a great time on February the 28th at Durham, at Raleigh-Durham Airport there in North Carolina.
And if Paul's not sick, he's going to be the master of ceremony, Paul Graham.
Right.
Poor Paul, we give him grief tonight. Yeah, he's a sick man at home, and we're just giving him grief. So
hey, us old folks, us old folks got to stay healthy. So
there you go. Now, if y'all have not seen the video confronting ignorance, Bill O'Reilly's lies about Nathan Bedford Forrest, shame on you. I got a report from Ray Shores today, and on his YouTube site, there's been we're approaching 3,000 viewership there, and several thousand viewers on his Facebook account. I posted on my Facebook account. I've had hits, and I'm sure, Jason, did we not put it on all of our social media on SCB? So if you have not seen that, folks, you need to go take a look at it and share it on your social media. We want people to see this. We want to embarrass the doggone crazy people who have been spreading lies about Nathan Bedford Forrest. Now, it's approximately 55-minute video. Ray Shores comes on. He introduces everybody. Now, this is a professionally done video in his studio in Flora, Mississippi. And it's well done. And he'll come on and introduce Ron, myself, Ron, and Dr. Sandy Mitchum. Ron does about a 10-minute, approximately 10 to 12-minute intro talking about, there we are, talking about setting up the situations that we find ourselves in post-Appomattox, the conditions of the South during early Reconstruction, what was going on. I think one of the most interesting points that Ron makes is that that the Union League, the Radical Republican Party, and the Union League, they were the Klan before the Klan was ever established. So they started the whole mess of trying to get black and white Southerners in opposition to each other. So he does a great job describing that and the conditions that our ancestors found themselves in. And then we bring on Dr. Sandy Mitchum, who is a legitimate expert. He is a historian. He has all kind of background, military background. I think he's, I believe, hey, Charles, I see you're coming in here late, but you are welcome to join us now. He has military background, I think up to some major general, qualified up to major general status or something of that nature. And he has service in the military during the Vietnam War. He is a bona fide historian. The doggone guy that was the ghostwriter for Bill O'Reilly and Bill O'Reilly are obviously not historians. They are virtually, I'm going to say it just honestly, it is my opinion that they were virtually totally ignorant of the War for Southern Independence, as well as certainly about General Forrest also. I asked Dr. Mitchum on the video, what did O'Reilly get right about in the video? And he said maybe one or two things. The rest of it was really just falsehood, just totally ignorant. And he said he was totally just out of his wheelhouse. He did not need to be talking about this. Now, interesting enough, if you'll look at that book that O'Reilly wrote, the things, and I will address this in the upcoming Confederate veteran the commander's comment on in the next Confederate veterans. O'Reilly got all kind of stuff wrong about the African slave trade. According to O'Reilly, that was all the South's fault. Can y'all believe that he would say that? But anyway, that is what we are fighting against, folks, and that's what we need to be sure that we know what's going on, know the truth, but most importantly of all, share this information on your social media. It will not cost you anything. It will aid and assist the Sons of Confederate Veterans, and it'll help, number one, to keep people aware that we are out there and that we are fighting the good fight. Ron, if you don't mind, would you mind just kind of touching on the Confederate guerrillas that Paul is trying to get put together, and make it brief, because I want Jason to tell us about the SCV success effort that we're doing.
Okay, but I'm going to ask, I see Todd says, can we make it possible to download that the Forrest video? You can download it from, I think, YouTube and save it. So go to the YouTube site, Todd, if you're looking to download it. Paul Graham's come up with a great idea of keyboard guerrillas, is what he calls it. And the idea is that we need to have at least 1,000 members who have a computer, have a keyboard, who don't mind getting on it and sending some emails out when important events come up, such as an attack on our heritage. So imagine if you have the ability, someone attacks the heritage in Kentucky, and we can send out 1,000 emails that goes out to various members of the press and the political establishment in that city that's in Kentucky that's attacking our heritage. What an impact we'd have. So that's the idea that Paul Graham has come up with. Keyboard warriors is what he calls. Well, keyboard guerrillas is what he's termed. But it is it's nonviolent guerrilla fighting. Okay, it's But anyway, that's enough on that. But please get a hold of Paul. There you've got. Great. You can see what our ancestors would have told us, to get on that keyboard and defend us.
Hey, and the important thing about that is you've got 1,000 people. If something comes up that we need to get out to the public and to our membership, you have 1,000 people who know how to use that keyboard to get the information out. And we need people to join Paul's effort here. He came up with this idea, and he addressed it to myself. And I said, that sounds like a wonderful idea. I'm surprised my twin brother didn't think of that before you, but you beat him to it. And I'm 100% in favor of what he's doing. So, and another thing that I wish I could take credit for, but I'm going to pass it over to past Commander-in-Chief Jason Broshears. It was the SCV success effort. And you want to tell us a little bit about that, Jason? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. And thank you, Commander. And just so that Confederate guerrilla thing that it was taught. Yes, sir. Well, I put out a new one today. That Confederate guerrilla, that come up when we were at the Confederate Legion workshop.
Yeah.
And that was when he first introduced that. And I've signed up as one of those keyboard warriors because I'm either going to be sitting there doing that, although I don't have that nice a haircut, or I'm going to be sitting here doing it on my phone. But he's got the pistol in the side. So, you know, but this SCV Success campaign, I want to thank the commander for allowing me this. One of those things I didn't think of. We had a conversation with another commander in chief. I did, and he said something that really stuck with me. And that is the reason why you talk with all of your Confederate brothers when you can, because things come out of it. And I spoke to the commander, and the commander, go ahead and go for it. As you know, the first one that we had, it was the big win, and I consider what happened in Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow.
Kirby Smith, Camp 1209. I consider what they did to be outstanding. They took that Confederate Soldiers Monument that had been taken in the middle of the night. They were able to get it and dedicate it, put it back up and dedicate it. And there it is in Kirby Smith Park. And our commander-in-chief happened to be there and said a few words. And this is our Florida Division Commander, Calvin Hart. Spread it out on that because I wanted to let people see the size of the crowd that was there. There were quite a few people that were there. Yes. And the weekend before that, we had been in Andersonville. And I put this out today because I consider 50 years, the Alexander H. Stevens Camp, number 78, Sons of Confederate Veterans out of Americus, Georgia, for 50 years in a row, they have had the Henry Works Memorial. And the number of people that were there and the number of dignitaries, they had someone there from the city council who spoke. They had a state representative that was there and spoke. And just, you know, what can you say? And there's Miss Judy Hardaway, UDC Commander General. There she is speaking. There's our Commander-in-Chief there speaking. And one of the coolest pictures, I think, is this one right here, where they're both there at the Henry Works Memorial. And then, of course, this is the one that has a lot of us that were just gathered around because we had the talk. And the gentleman you see, that's an officer. He was a major that's retired. He had spoken there before. It was just an incredible crowd of people. And I just thought it was great. I considered that a success. So we come up with this idea of SCV Success because, as y'all know, the three men I'm talking to here, you know, they say, what's SCV National doing? Y'all never do anything. Well, you never win. Well, we've had wins here in Tennessee, and we put them out on our social media. We've even put them in our Forest Escort, which is a Tennessee Division newsletter. In 24 hours, it's not even a subject after that. They never talk about it anymore. But let one thing happen to where they say they're going to take one down, and we hear about it for months. So we have a victory, and it never makes it out. What is it that Winston Churchill said? You know, that a lie makes it around the world before the truth has a chance to put its pants on. You know, so that is the truth that we're running into with this. And it's just the word's just not getting out. And that was the whole purpose of this, is just to get the word out. So if you have a success, you have a victory, email SCV scvsuccess@scv.org. So thank you, Commander, for allowing me to say a few words about that. Go ahead, sir.
I want to thank you because I not only see, so often I've heard people, even in our own organization, but especially outside of our organization, say, "Oh, it's horrible. They're taking all the monuments down. Y'all are just, what are y'all going to do?" Well, nobody knows, it seems like, about all the monuments that we've raised. Since I've been commander, we probably put up half a dozen monuments and giant flags and flag parks, big flag. Tony, what about the flag park? Where is that? Is that in Lexington area down in Virginia?
Yeah, just north of Lexington and Fairfield.
tell us about what all was in there right quickly.
Well, right now, the South Carolina and Maryland both put up monuments to their troops there. Brand new monuments are up there. And there's, I think, another monument that's been put up or going to be installed there, plus the 80-foot flagpole, I think it is.
We lost you there, Tony. You're frozen. But Ron, you was there. Okay.
He wasn't frozen.
My
Keep going,
good.
Tony.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was
Yeah.
frozen.
Well, y'all were up there. Y'all were up there when we dedicated the park. So
Yeah.
So we all got to talk up there. I was division commander at the time. So it's a
Right.
great place. And we'll be over there on Lee Jackson weekend here coming up again next month. So
Good. But the point is that I'm trying to make here is that there are flag parks like that in virtually every Confederate states. There's even one in the state of Washington. Again, you believe that. I think it's a Jeff Davis Memorial, but it's sequestered over the side, but it's hidden, but it's there. But they're in all of them. Louisiana's got them. Mississippi, we've got them everywhere, but nobody knows about it. Even our own membership, they don't know about all the monuments that we've saved. Yes, just like Calvin Hart and his camp, the Kirby Smith camp, that monument was taken down. Well, the liberals say, oh, we were successful. We took it down. They took it down, and the Florida division got that monument and replaced it in a better location. It's located right on the edge of the interstate highway, folks. You see it. In Louisiana, we had to take our monument down in DeSoto, Caddo Parish in Shreveport, Louisiana. Well, we took it down in an area that nobody that loved our history would ever see it. And now it's in an area where thousands of people will see it in a year's time, and it's respected and loved. Plus, thanks to the UDC and the SCV in Louisiana, the whole thing was made possible because of the lawsuits that we were successful in. And I was talking to a lawyer recently, one of our lawyers, and he said, you know, we don't win very many. We lose 90%, which is horrible. Everybody hears about that. He said, but when we win, nobody knows about it. Jason Brochures and his effort is going to make sure that when we have a success, saving a monument, raising a flag, anything of that nature, winning a court decision, getting something through legislature, any of that activity, we're going to send it out to. Oh, how many thousands of people you think we can send that out to, Jason? Oh, you muted yourself.
Yes, I did. I thought I might have been the source of the feedback. 21,000.
21,000 people will get that. That's SCV members and others, and we'll add people as we go on. But the point is, we will let people know we are active. Yes, sir, Ron.
Well, Jason, will all the camp commanders get this? And if
Yes.
they do, are they supposed to share it at the next camp meeting?
But
I love it when a Kennedy asks a question like that, because yes, sir, you're so correct. It's going to go out. It's going to go out on the Telegraph. It's going to go out tomorrow. When it goes out, it is going to camp commanders and camp adjutants.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's going to go to them. So right off the bat, it is going to nearly 1,600 email addresses off of that. And their point to get it straight to them is with the encouragement to put it in the camp newsletter, to spread it amongst their membership, because we know that there's men that's not on the Telegraph. We only have 15,000 email addresses that we're able to use. And then we've got the people that are the friends and all of that we're going to be sending this to. So we're going to have 21,000 total, but 1,500 of them, nearly 1,600, is going straight to the camp level. So to encourage them to get the word out. That was the point, for the information to go straight to them, and then it's going out to everybody.
And one thing that I'm planning on doing next week is to get a letter, and I'll get it, write up the letter on our stationery, send it to headquarters, and have every camp commander division commander, and notified what's going on, and asked them, division commanders, to encourage your camp to share this information when they get it. So with that said, folks, we're running. Yes, sir, Ron Kennedy.
Yeah, I got one more task for the commander-in-chief. I found out the other day that there's a country, some of y'all may have heard of it. I don't know. It's a small country. It's called Somalia. Their people have been causing some problems up in the northern regions, but Minnesota, I think. But that country has a flag, and that flag is the Bonnie Blue flag. And I think the commander-in-chief should issue a news release chastising the Somalian nation for cultural appropriation and telling the world that the Bonnie Blue flag was first raised in 1810 here in the West Florida parishes, when West Florida parishes seceded from Spain. And then it was adopted by Mississippi and put into the Union section of their Republic flag. And then it was, of course, the famous Bonnie Blue flag of the Confederacy. But if we could get something like that to all the local newspapers, you could make it gives you an opportunity to showcase the Sons of Confederate Veterans and the fact that, hey, we do want to make sure the world understands that the Bonnie Blue flag belongs to the South.
Okay, my only concern, I'm not certain that's Somalia. I was thinking that was Ethiopia. What's that nation?
Somalia.
It is
They
Somalia.
adopted it in 1956.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, in that case, since you made that suggestion, I might have to just appoint you chairman of the Somali Flag Committee. Hey, Jason, all the glories of leadership. All right, gentlemen, we've said enough. We need to get off this line and let people go eat their supper if they haven't already eaten. And I want to say thank you to our Lieutenant Commander, Tony Griffin. I appreciate you so much, all that you have done and are doing. And Ron, thank you for backing me up so well and keeping me straight. Jason, I can't say enough thank you to you for all that you have done and are doing, and will get laid on you before the next 9 months is up. So then somebody else will have to kind of poke you and get you to do something. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to turn it back to you, and you can say goodbye to folks, and we'll just back out of here.
Okay, I want to thank everybody that has joined us. You notice I haven't popped up very many comments, and that was purposeful because this show is different. This is Commander's Comments. So I only popped up the comments that he referred to. And I want to thank everybody that has joined us. I want to ask everybody to please share this. Share this episode out. This is just, what can I say? Make sure you share the episode. Tune in Monday night for SCV Chat. I want to thank our special guest, our past Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kennedy, our current Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Tony Griffin, and, of course, our Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Walter D. Donnie Kennedy. Gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for being here. We did not take a commercial break. I'm going to go out with a commercial break, and then I'm going to end the stream. Gentlemen, stay Southern. Any last words before we go?
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.